Reducing teenage pregnancy and birth is one of the most effective ways to reducing child poverty in our country. Reducing teenage pregnancy and birth is one of the most effective ways to reducing child poverty in our country. Hello, beautiful people. It's me again, REFLO'S MS CANDID, and I am here to help you find your true self. I am here to express my views and opinions on issues that matter to us. So why don't you join me this and every Monday on REFLO'S TV for very interesting and insightful topics. This video is brought to you by REFLO Sanitary Pads. Your well-being is our number one priority because you deserve the best and nothing less. So ladies, go grab your REFLO sanitary pads today. I use it and it's such a fantastic thing to have at the time of the month. It's super soft, super comfortable. It's got 4 wings on it so that you can have that extra protection at night. It's got 3 panty liners in the pack. It's got 1 free wipe in the pack. And we've also come out with a heavy flow pad for those who need that type. So go get yours today. All right, people. So today we're going to talk about teenage pregnancy. Today we're talking about teenage pregnancy. And so what's teenage pregnancy? It is when a teen below the ages of 18 gets pregnant, and there's so many factors that allow for this to happen. There's so many factors that contribute to teenage pregnancy, and I'm going to outline 4 out for you today. All right, number 1 is the lack of education on our sexual and reproductive health. In our culture or in our traditional setup, it is such a taboo for a woman or for a girl to be curious. It's a taboo for a girl to ask questions. But when girls are growing up and they start, their periods, they're bound to feel certain things that they have not felt before. And so it is not right to stop them when they're curious about certain things. In our traditional setup, if a girl goes to ask a question, she's seen as a frabon. Wa say. Now our frowning used to ban. But it's got nothing to do with that. As you're growing up, you get to experience new feelings, new things, and you need to ask questions. And when you do not resolve that, or when you do not address these questions, this child can be cajoled or cornered into the corner by a more experienced man, even by her own, classmate or mate. And she can end up pregnant without knowing, what she's done. All right. Number 2, also sexual violence. In our setup, in our traditional setup, we tend to trust our male family members a lot. Sometimes the mothers get busy. They're going to the market to sell their wares, and they can leave the girl at home with her uncle, trusted uncle. And then the girl can end up being cornered in the bedroom. Then she ends up pregnant. So then we need to also address these issues. They're very prevalent in society, but we like to hush on these topics. All right. Number 3 is child marriage. Sometimes poverty can push some parents to marry off their child to an elderly man so that they can be free of the burden of taking care of feeding that child. And so when this man marries this girl, the man also wants to exercise her marital rights, and the child ends up pregnant. All right. So these are issues that we need to talk about. The 4th point is the dropout, school dropout. And this is also due to poverty, because when the parents do not have the money to take their girl child to school, the girl becomes, it becomes too free. She doesn't know what to do with the time. Then she gets involved with people. People can manipulate her and cajole her and corner her to do things that she's not even aware of. And before you realize, she's pregnant. So then we can resolve all these issues by educating our girl child about our sexual and reproductive health. All right. So when a girl gets pregnant, what can we do? When the harm has already been done, what can we do? Number 1, we should not shun the child. We should accept the pregnancy, as difficult as it might be. We need to accept it, because this same child can go somewhere, can get manipulated by a friend, or can be misadvised by a friend, then she can go end up and take some concoctions or mixtures that can end up taking her life. And this is happening a lot in our society, and no one is talking about it. I have a doctor friend, and she works at Kolebu, and she told me that it happens a lot. They rush in these girls, who have taken concoction, but then it's too late and they die on the operating table. So we need to accept the pregnancy. It's already occurred. I mean, there's nothing else you can do about it. And we need to, love this child and bring the child in. Number two, we can also encourage the pregnant child, to continue her education. There's nothing wrong with, continuing your education when you're pregnant, because then the child can go on to, fulfill her dreams of becoming whatever she wants to be. When the girl child stops school, she's going to end up being a burden on the family. So we need to encourage the pregnant girl child to go to school. Then when she gives birth, we can take the baby, the parents can take the baby and raise the baby whilst the child is pursuing her education. Okay, so this is what we can do when it's already happened. But then if it hasn't happened, what can we do to avoid it? What can we do to prevent teenage pregnancy? Number one, we need to teach our children to say no to sex. We need to teach our children to abstain from sex. We need to teach our children, or we need to let them know our moral standings, our religious standings. We shouldn't be shy or embarrassed to let the girl know that this is our moral standing and we're sticking to it, and we need you to practice this until you get to a certain age. We need to let our children know that we don't do this at this age, so don't go for it. Number two, we can also, monitor our children's activities. When they have friends, sometimes, they get influenced by friends. They want tablets, they want phones, they want, gadgets to play with. And they can do all kinds of things without you knowing. They can, go on the internet and, read all kinds of funny things. And then they can end up wanting or trying to practice these things. So we need to keep tabs on our child. If the child gets angry, so be it. You are the parent. You brought that child into the world. So don't mind or don't even care if your child is angry with you. It is your responsibility as a parent to keep an eye on your child. All right. We also need to talk to our kids about sex. Sex shouldn't be a taboo in our homes. It shouldn't be a taboo in our household. We need to learn to be free to talk about it. We learn to teach the children what can you do to get pregnant, and what can you do to avoid it. Because as a girl child is growing up, and especially when she starts puberty, she's bound to have these feelings. And then we need to learn to help them keep their feelings in check. If it's a taboo, then you're going to lead your child to go out there, and people outside are going to teach the child something different than you would have wanted her to know. So we need to get close to our kids, and we need to train them. We need to teach them. We need to educate them, and we need to embrace them. You can't teach a child when you're not close to them. They won't listen to you. So which leads me to my next point. We need to be role models to our children. You can't be everywhere doing whatever you want and expect your child to sit down at home and close their legs. We need to practice what we preach. So if you're a parent at home and you're watching me, practice what you preach. If you want your child to learn to say no to sex, teach your child that this is how you are, and you want her to copy from you. All right, you can't be one thing and let your child and expect your child to do something else. They watch and they learn and they copy. That's how it goes. All right, so this is the end of today's video. I hope you learned something from it, and drop your comments down below. What do you think we can do to help teenage girls who are already pregnant? Let me know what other ways we can, help them in society. And I know for one that we should not ostracize them. All right, we should embrace them and love them and show them that we care. Also, what can we also do to prevent teenage pregnancy? Drop down your comments and let me know what you think. All right, also like this video, and don't forget to share to your friends, family, and work colleagues, so that we can all learn together, so that we can all grow together, so that no one is left behind. Okay, this video is brought to you by REFLO'S TV and REFLO'S sanitary pads. Your well-being is our #1 priority because you deserve the best. Okay, if you want to order REFLO'S sanitary pads in bulk, you can call this number 055 111 1169. You can call 055 111 1169. You can also find REFLO Company Limited at Medina, close to Wire Hot Junction. All right, call them on 055 111 1169 for your bulk purchases. Okay, before I go, I'd like to remind you that you're 1 in a billion and there is nobody in this world who is exactly like you. Catch you next Monday. Bye-bye for now. You can go crazy trying to please people, trying to be there for people, trying to help people. So you need to put some measures in place or some blockade so that you can also say, no, let me take care of myself first.